We're here this afternoon to talk about the civil rights movement, but the participation of children in the civil rights movement. A lot of people, you mentioned today, to some people who are 10, 11, 12 years old, even some people who are 20 years old, and you'll say, the Birmingham bombing case where four little girls were killed. But people some people don't seem to know anything about what took place in the 1960s as far as civil rights. Here in Nashville, there was a sit-in demonstrations in 1960, followed by students participating in the Freedom Rides, trying to integrate bus terminals throughout the South. Here on my immediate left is Vencen Horsley, a civil rights leader, a participant in the 1960 sit-in movement and movement to integrate other lunch counters. Vencen participated with Lester McKinney, Freddie Leonard, from 1962 to 1964, and Joe Goldthreate, who was a junior high school student at Washington Junior High School, who some people thought that he was a little older, and he went downtown when the sit-in movement got started and took part.
I was aware that there was a movement was taking place around the Deep South that started in North Carolina, and that movement spread it to Nashville, Tennessee, and to the states of the Deep South. What really got my attention, and I think the attention of the nation, was the Freedom Rides. And then in 1962, there was an organization that was started. It was called the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. And this was the student group from the Southern Christian Leadership Council. And the leader of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, which was called SNCC, was John Lewis. John moved to Nashville as a student at the American Baptist Seminary. And then he transferred to Fisk. I had heard that there was going to be a meeting that was going to take place Thanksgiving weekend. So a week prior to that, I went to downtown Nashville, not knowing a lot about Nashville, and I was directed to this church was called First Baptist Capitol Hill. So I found my way to First Baptist Capitol Hill, and I was told by the church clerk there were some students in the basement that were preparing signs and handouts to be used the following weekend for a march in downtown Nashville. And I went down and introduced myself to some of the students, and then they welcomed me to participate in the sit-ins. Well, really, it wasn't sit-ins, but demonstrations going to take place the following weekend.
Okay, because the sit-in movement had already taken place here.
Yes, it has been. And matter of fact, there had been sort of a slow period, I would describe, because a lot of the students that participated in the Freedom Rides, some had already left Nashville, and so this was a new group of students. So Thanksgiving weekend, people came from various places that were associated with the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. I had never been a part of a large mass of people like that.
Okay. Joe, you still got started a little earlier. Here you were a junior high school student. Vencen mentioned John Lewis. You were recruited by John Lewis, but John thought you were a little older than you actually were. Can you talk about that some?
Well, I can tell you, being with the NAACP as a junior member, I was in the march when they bombed Luby's house.
Who was an attorney? Attorney Z. Alexander Luby.
I was in the march when we marched to the Capitol, dealing with support of the Freedom Riders.
Okay.
It seemed like every other week I was in a march demonstrating against something. I was nothing but 10, 11, and 12 years old. But the way we got it started and where I got started, John Lewis recruited me at Fisk. I was shooting basketball, and he came up, and I asked him, could I go up to town and protect him, because I used to be about a paperboy. And I read about what was going on down there, and I could go all over the campus. What happened is, once I had talked to John, he said, come over to the churches and sign some paper, and he thought I was a Fisk University student, and I never told him any different. I signed Fisk University student like everybody else. So I got away with that for 4 years. One thing about James Bevel,
The Reverend James Bevel.
Reverend James
Bevel, who's now deceased.
Right. When James Bevel was up there, I was recruited with him. I walked around the campus with him, and he had an idea in 1961 that they was running out of students because Fisk University and Tennessee A&I and American Baptist College, those kids were being expelled from schools for participating in the nonviolent marches and sit-ins. You have to deal with the situation that the adults, they was losing their jobs. So we didn't have too many people out there marching. So he decided when he recruited Leonard and the other guys and Horsley to be a part of the program, is that they was going to go into churches and start talking about getting young people. And he asked the question, why would you get young people? And the question was simple. Young folks don't have no mortgages. Young people ain't got no job. Young people ain't got no children of their own. Young people love and believe in freedom. So this is the reason why he went after the young people. So he went into school. We went into junior high schools. I was in the 7th grade at that time. We started talking and preaching about being a part of the movement for integration of downtown.